The strategic plan implementation committee decided that the tool that we would adopt to study during the course of this year, and it will go into next year, is this idea of formative assessment. Summative assessment is what you probably typically think of when you think about school, and that is, it's an assessment of learning. How much have students learned relative to specific targets at a particular point in time? So you're measuring the end goal. So for example, we've gone through chapter 1 of the geometry textbook. I give you a test at the end of the chapter. How much did you learn? Formative assessments is this idea of assessment for learning. That idea that how can we use assessment information to help students learn more? Formative assessment is something that as teachers you're doing early and often during the learning process. So it's giving you continuous descriptive rather than evaluative feedback. So if you're doing an assignment along the way, you get to learn, do I already know this? Do I not know this? Do I kind of half know this? What do I need to do to make sure I know it by the end? And to give you a couple of examples, and then I'll hand it over to Wendell. Formative assessment might look in a classroom like a math class. We've taught a lesson, and at the end of the period, I stop 5 to 10 minutes early and say, all right, here are 2 sample problems of the concept that I taught you today. And you do them before you leave the room. It's called an exit ticket. As a teacher, I then take these 15 little sheets that the students gave me, and I look, and if all 15 kids got it right, I'm going to feel pretty confident that I taught it successfully and that kids came away with it. They're going to be able to do their homework. If, however, I look at this sheet and I say, wow, only 3 kids are able to perform the task that I asked them to do at the end of class, that gives me information that as a teacher, I got to go back and I need to do something a little bit different tomorrow, maybe reteach this material, take a different approach at it, and give kids another chance.
Our student leaders are modeling it, that this is a process, and it's about the learning, and it's not about trying to earn every single point that I can. It's about getting better, and it's about learning. And teachers who are using formative assessment effectively in their classes, and the fact that we're focusing on formative assessment is not to suggest that our teachers are not already doing this, because they are, and many of them are quite expert at it. As Alan was talking about, Brian Birchler's class, lots of our teachers are extremely adept at using formative assessment. But we're all trying to model the same growth mindset. Even those teachers who are really good are working hard to get better.
As the upper school principal, what I see in kids, and I'm sure any of you who have had upper school students or kids who have gone on to college, is that one of the things we worry about is this intense pressure and fear over every single assessment we give kids, whether it's completing the homework, making sure they get it done for points, whether it's that 5-point quiz or that 10-point quiz that we give at the end of the week, or the test or the paper, that there's great anxiety around getting the grade. And what we hope to do through the use of the mindsets, the growth mindset, and the use of formative assessment is to say, this shouldn't be a mystery. When you get to the end of the unit, you should know exactly what you know. I, as a teacher, shouldn't be surprised by any sort of result, because I should know where you have been all along the learning process. And if we are able to transform a culture from fear and anxiety about grades into embracing the process of learning, what's fascinating is that the research shows that the kids who have a growth mindset and learn along the way from their mistakes, they ultimately do better in the end anyway.